Welcome back to another episode of Junk Jaw Reseller Podcast. My name's Jay,
I'm Ray.
And I'm Kenny.
and we have a special guest today, my buddy Kai. Everybody, give him a big old clap. Appreciate him being here. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you
Yeah,
guys.
man. So, it's really exciting to have you here, man. It really is. I know we talked about it before.
Um,
Kai, he's done a lot of reselling,
Oh,
and he's, now he's doing a lot of video, a lot of TikTok stuff. I watch all his stuff. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, Kai.
So I like after I graduated high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do when it came to like going to college or like if I wanted to do like a trade school or anything like that. So I basically just like sat around and just like figured out like just ways to like make money and figure out ways I could like bring myself money. I was living at like my mom's house at the time, and
Mhm.
then like I figured out that like you could start like selling shoes and make money off of like you can make real serious money off selling shoes. So I started literally just, just looking on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, buying used tennis shoes for like $20, $30, cleaning them up, making sure they look good and presentable, and selling them for $100 to $150. And yeah, just it started to really take off. And I like at one point I got like an LLC for my business, and yeah, it really just started to like really take off. And like now I've like transitioned into doing like TikTok shop and like affiliate marketing for different brands and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just a new hustle for real, for real.
So, do you remember back the first thing you ever resold?
Ooh, the first thing I ever resold, it was actually a pair of tennis shoes in like the fourth grade. I
Really?
had I had this beat up pair of like Jordan basketball sneakers, and my homeboy, he was like, "Yo, like I really like those. Like, how much would you give those to me for?" I was like, I'm a kid, so like I didn't really know about like hustling or like making money like that. So like I was like, just give me $20 for them, and he gave me $20 for them. And I remember when I got the $20, I was just like, man, like. I just made money the first time on my own, and I didn't have to like nobody helped me. Nobody. I did that on my own. Like, dang, I could actually start doing this for real.
I love those stories, because that's the kind of same thing with me. I think all of us, as resellers or hustlers in general, we kind of got started selling stuff and got that bug when we was younger. Because I know I would sell toys. I'd buy and resell toys from the neighborhood. I also did I had a lot of Atari games. I always messed with video
Mhm.
games. And what I did with the video games, I rented them out to all the kids in the neighborhood. And then we'd go back around, pick up, I'd collect my money, and I would make lists so they know what I had, and they'd all rent stuff. They'd rent stuff from me. So I've been a hustler since way back, and I loved it.
Mhm.
So I love that story. You said fourth grade. I'm glad you didn't say like, you know, a lot of people just start like, yeah, I sold like 5 years ago. I sold my first thing on eBay. That's good. I like when you started. How about the rest of you guys? You know what I mean? I know how Kenny started. I got started. Ray, I don't know too much. About.
Well, I do have a question for Kai, though.
yeah.
I mean, I know you said you do a lot of affiliate marketing. Do you notice any, like, I don't know, what you call them, pitfalls in reselling right now? Do you see, like, is it on the upturn? Or is it changing and more manipulating into more like again, affiliate marketing? Is that going to be
Mhm.
the next reselling thing? Or is it, or do you just see a downfall in reselling?
So
What's your forecast? You know.
okay, okay. When it comes to like reselling, like there's always a hustle. I feel like, there's somebody up the street right now that's on the side of the road selling waters and sodas in a ice bucket and getting
Yeah.
his money that way. Like reselling has always been to me like a thing that will always be around. Doesn't matter how you get it, doesn't matter how you look at it. When it comes to affiliate marketing though, when it like we have like technology now, and technology is more prominent and prevalent now. Like it's just another way, it's just another hustle.
So
that's
for
how I, that's
so
how I look at it.
for the people who don't know what affiliate marketing, could you give just just a short definition of what maybe affiliate marketing is, just as a fast
Basically,
definition?
you'll let's say I have these crayons right here, these colored pencils, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I make a video for this brand Crazy Art. And, you know, I'll tag them in the video and I'll explain the product and I'll explain, you know, all the different colors, you know, you could use them for. And literally that in itself is affiliate marketing. You're literally taking a product on a video and you're literally just explaining what it is, explaining the price, and then, you know, you're posting it or you're sending it to your people saying, hey, like, you might need this. This is the best colored pencils, better than the kid that's got them down the street that's selling them for $5. I got them for $4. Boom, something like that. It's just another way of hustling.
Now, do you
Yeah.
feel that like a lot of resellers are probably going to have to move into that to actually be successful, or do you think there's lanes for everybody?
I feel like there's lanes for everybody. I feel like, like when it comes to just like hustling in general, like, you know, I could, like I said, you could be the kid that's on the street doing selling whatever he want to sell, or you could be the person behind his desk selling whatever he's selling. I feel like it's different lanes, it's different strokes for different people.
So, is there any just a generalized tip for somebody if they want to get into affiliate marketing? Like what would be their first step? You know.
I would say your first step would be definitely doing your research. So definitely go on, if you're gonna do TikTok shop, definitely go on TikTok shop. No, definitely go on TikTok and do your research. See what products sell, but most importantly, find your niche. Find something that what category you generally want to sell. So like for me, for myself, it's like I do a lot of like camera stuff. I do a lot of like tech stuff. So like that's my specific niche. Like I may do clothes, I may do other things, but my base niche is literally just tech essentials. So my tip would be, do your research, but also to figure out your niche.
So basically, do
Yeah.
something you love and you never work another day in your life. Basically, right? Like I mean,
Basically.
it's
Yeah.
something yeah, you know what I mean. Something you're passionate about, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
I like
sir.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
my niche is video games, but I'll do other things. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I'll do anything that makes some money. But yeah, like my niche would be video games. I know. So when you were reselling shoes, I know that was your niche.
Yes.
Where did you usually sell your shoes at? Did you have a platform online, or did you do like marketplace in person, or?
So it started because like I didn't have a lot of clientele. Like when I first started, I put the word out to all my friends, all the people that was in my area, like, yo, I sell sneakers. But when you first start like selling stuff, it necessarily doesn't hit until people really start seeing like, oh man, he really got it. And he's like, people are actually buying from him. So how I started was, offer up. I would do offer up, Facebook Marketplace, and eBay. And like from that point, like I had Instagram also. I would post the sneakers I had for sale on my story. So after I would, this is how I would do it. This is how I would do it. I would The shoes that I was selling offer up eBay and Facebook Marketplace, I would put them on my Instagram story. And then when they sell, I would mark them sold on my Instagram story so people could see, like, oh man, somebody did buy from it.
Mhm.
Like it wasn't people from Instagram per se buying it from me directly from Instagram yet, but you could start to see the traction. Like, oh man, he had these and dang, they went that fast. Cause after a certain point of me putting it on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, and all those other apps, the clientele from that started to rise, and people, anytime I put a sneaker up there, people instantly buy it.
Right. I like how you kind of intertwine, like, uh, I guess, like Instagram with your selling. That's something that I haven't really done. You know,
Yeah,
use
yeah, it's
Facebook or any of that stuff to
Right.
make it
yeah,
happen. I know Ray has.
it's definitely it's definitely important to use Instagram as much as possible or any other social media platform that you can. Like I do like how eBay they have just with the click of a button every time I list something, it'll just share some listings over to Instagram automatically.
Right.
Uh, they have that. I think they might have other couple other platforms like Facebook, uh, maybe I think Pinterest and that kind of stuff. But it definitely helps. It helps drive a little bit of traffic, or at least shows that you're active. And I think that's one
100%.
of the most important things to your buyers.
Yeah,
Hmm.
And
I got a special interest, for for young hustlers. You know what I mean? Because I grew up hustling, doing my thing. So, what kind of challenges did you face when you first started? You know, getting into reselling.
Oh man. So I'm dealing with sneakers. So, when it comes to Jordans, for example, there's a lot of like fakes. There's a lot of fake copies and of specific, colorways. So I remember one time the Lightning Jordan 4s were rumored to come out like 3 months before they like were supposed to drop. And I was sitting in my room and I'm on Instagram, and this guy who's selling, he sort of sells sneakers. He like has them. So I'm like, man, I could be the first person to have these. And like the market at that point in time, the market for the shoe was like $800. And he was only selling for $300. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy two pair. So I ended up spending $600 on two pair of sneakers that were fake, completely
Oh
fake. So $600 just straight, just down the hole.
man,
And
Mm.
I had to generally like figure out like, okay, like if I'm gonna get into this game of sneaker reselling, I gotta figure out how to like, tell if a sneaker is fake or tell if a sneaker is real. So what I had to do, I had to buy like a black light. And then I had to get I had to get an app that would like, you take pictures of it and then they send it to like an authenticator and they'll authenticate the sneaker. So I had that. And then when it comes to, me picking up shoes, like I had to drive like all around like Maryland just to be able to source and get specific shoes. And like my mom's house was in Tawnytown and my grandmother's house, that's where like I did all like my packaging and like shipping. That was in Westminster. So if I gotta go all the way to Montgomery Village, that's on the whole other side of like
right?
Maryland. So like it would just be, getting fakes and then just the drive like it would be tiring.
Yeah. As what other things did you use to? I mean, I know you're a smart guy. You know, just talking to you, just listening to you. You can
Appreciate
tell you're intelligent. I mean, he's intelligent, guys. I'm gonna let you know that now. But what other did you use any websites? Did you what kind of studying did you do to learn more about shoes? Like, say if you didn't have the, or say if people don't have the money to have the black light and they're out like all of a sudden like, man, I want to start selling some shoes. What kind of things can they see just with their eyes and can tell what's fake?
So I joke with like my peoples all the time. Like there's no better tool than YouTube University. I have a full ride scholarship. I got
Yes, sir.
degrees all on the wall with YouTube University. YouTube was like my best friend. Like when it came to like how watching how people like negotiate when it comes to deals or like how to spot like a fake on this shoe or how to spot a fake on that shoe. Literally just consuming all of that information just so like okay when I'm actually out in the field I know how to conduct myself.
Yeah. That's good. YouTube University. I totally agree with you. It can teach you everything. I mean, you can learn anything from YouTube.
Yes
Yeah,
sir.
and I just thank God that there's people out there, putting out these videos to teach other people how to do things.
Right.
That really means a lot. Yeah, I tell you, another thing is Kai's he's in the fashion, man. He's a fashion guy, so he's
Appreciate
always
you.
out there. He's getting the vintage clothes and doing those things. Tell me, what avenues do you go to find all your vintage stuff, and what do you look for in vintage, and what do you think right now is hot in the vintage world?
Okay, so like how basically how I got into like just getting like vintage clothes. Like I used to work at a sneaker store and the guy who would do the inventory, he had a whole vintage like business. Like he would buy and sell vintage like goods. So like, you know, like going on runs with him to like go to the Goodwills and go to like the different vintage spots. Like he would tell me like, what he would look for in certain things and like I sort of like adapted that. And like one of the main things that I look for now when it comes to vintage stuff is like the single stitch like clothing. Single stitches like from like the 80s and like 90s. Like now they don't make single stitch clothing no more.
Right.
So that's one thing I always look at. And like also too like when it comes to fashion, it's not about really like, what you wear, it's how you wear it. It's how you express yourself. So, like, I
Mm,
could look at something that like somebody may be like, that's just a regular pair of jeans, that's a regular pair of shorts, and I could look at it and be like, man, that's them shorts would go crazy with this outfit, them shorts would go crazy with these shoes, this like it like I love just the mix and matching that I can do when it comes to like different vintage stuff. And then mind you too, like you got like the pieces like the graphic tees. Like not the graphic tees they sell at Walmart. I'm talking about like the graphic tees like where you find on the street from some guy that's like, "Oh yeah, bro, I don't even want this no more." Like, what? Like, bro, like this, you know what this shirt going for on eBay?
yeah.
I'll just give it to you for like $20. Like that'd be like them situations. Like that's one of the things I love about it also too. And then like, what was the last part of your question?
I think it was hold on, what was my last part of my question? I got to tell you, I'm so interested in
What
listening to
part
what
of the
you're saying.
fashion like would stick out? What do you think this
Yeah.
trending is right now? You know,
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
trending. Okay, um, I would say right now,
almost like a bolo. You know,
what do I think is trending right now? Honestly, because like fashion be evolving so many different ways now. Like I feel like what's trending now is definitely like still like those race car jackets and those NASCAR jackets. That like those old vintage NASCAR jackets. And I would say also too like jerseys now. Jerseys are back in style now. Like you see a like my generation they be doing this thing where like they'll like wear the jersey backwards. So like the guy's name is like right here and like they're vintage jerseys. They're not like newer jerseys that you
yeah.
see now.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What what tags are you looking for? Like I know that's always one of the big things. I know it's got to be the certain tag. Like what tags you think
I
are
mean like
oh,
when it comes to the tags, if it still has like the like old like stickers like because some shirts used to come with like they had like the little plastic thing that would carry like the card on the shirt and so if
mhm.
it would come with like certain stickers so if it has like certain stickers that's more so what I'm looking for because that I consider that's vintage.
Mm, yeah.
Or if you find like
I
a
don't know a
Pepsi
lot about. I don't
T-shirt
know
from like
about vintage clothes.
1995 or something, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like the tag that's attached to the shirt, like the
Oh, oh,
yeah, that tag,
oh,
because
like
that
I
makes a big difference.
it do make a big difference. To be honest with you, like I really don't even know like that much about like the back of the collar tags. Like when I see it has like the certain like stickers like on some of some of like the plastic things that be hanging off the shirt. I be looking for that sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
More like new goods.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like
Yeah.
yeah, new old stock.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's 1,000 times easier to sell new old stock than you
Yeah.
know.
It is.
The only thing I'm gonna say this because I had an issue. What was it a couple weeks ago, guys? That I told you that I had a new old stock shirt that I thought was good, and then I went to pull. I was pulling out
Yes.
another shirt, and I had to pull the shirt that was on top out first, and it just tore apart. It ripped
Oh,
because of the
dry
dry.
rot. Dry
Yep.
rot.
Yeah, a lot of people don't check, and you think because it's what's new with tags. Nobody ever wore it, but that's
Yep.
actually sometimes the worse.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yep. And the
Yeah.
new
That can
old
dry rot too.
well,
Hmm.
when a shirt hasn't been worn, it's more prone to the dry rot.
Yep.
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 So
It is. Absolutely. And what would you say that your most memorable sale was?
Ooh, like oh man, most memorable set. Okay, so I knew this guy who also knew this guy. See, this is power of networking. Like I always say, like you're like you networking with people, that's your like net worth because
Absolutely. 100%.
it could bring you not only money but also just more opportunities. So I knew this guy who I would like joke with him because I'd be like, y'all playing like real life Monopoly because they used to be addicts, but now they're like clean and they would have all these like nice halfway houses all around like Westminster. So they knew this guy who basically had like a wholesale contract with Nike. And he would get like warehouses like full of just like old Nike shoes. So the guy he told me about it, he was like, "Yo, you should come up to the warehouse because he's literally giving away stuff." So I go up there and I'm talking like they have like OG Nike Dunks. They have
Mm.
OG like LeBrons, OG Kevin Durant's that are worth like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
And he's all selling them for like only like 40 to like $60. So I remember I went in there for like I want to say like $2,000, bought $2,000 worth of stuff. And then how I would structure like my sales, because at this point, like I'm mainly just selling on Instagram because now everybody is like strictly just buying off of like they'll hit me in a DM and be like, yeah, like let me get this. Like what's your Zelle? What's this and that? So I had a sale like the next Friday. I ended up making because I had a couple other shoes other than the shoes that I had like just bought. I ended up making like $3,000 profit just
Wow.
that day just off of selling sneakers.
I love
And
it.
still to this day, that's one of my best days, like reselling.
I like that. How about the rest of y'all guys? You got a memorable sale?
Um,
And say in shoes, just in shoes in general. I've got one. I've got one. A memorable sale, memorable buy for shoes.
yeah, I don't do shoes too much. I mean, I've done like some like old like dress shoes and stuff like that, but nothing crazy.
Well, how about any sale and all? Any at all.
What comes to mind for sale that I had was that the Michael Jackson Ravens game worn jersey that I had.
Yeah.
Um, so like Jay and Kenny know this story, but I was at the flea market early in the morning. Somebody told me that somebody had this jersey over there, and I know they knew it was game worn and everything, so it wasn't like a thing that they thought it was a regular jersey. So they kind of knew what they had by that point. And at first, because somebody once they found out that it was game used, they didn't want to sell it anymore. I offered them $100, and they said no. Uh, they said that they were going to give it to their grandson or somebody else or something like that if they decided to get rid of it. And I kept checking back all day. Like I stayed at the flea market with these two guys all day, just to because I wanted this jersey. Like the fine game worn stuff, especially like anything Ravens from the '90s or anything like that, is incredibly hard. It's like the Ravens themselves will have had sales, and that stuff always goes quick. So I kept checking back all day, and I went back at the very end of the day. They still wouldn't sell it to me. They had this other shirt, this Looney Tunes shirt, like vintage '90s shirt, in a free pile that I did end up picking up for free, and it's like $150 shirt. So I'll take that. But then 2 weeks later, they finally, or maybe it was 3 weeks later, 2 or 3 weeks later, they finally sold it to me. For I think we agreed around like 150 or something like that. And it didn't even take long. I sold that thing for $750 like within a couple weeks.
Man.
I think
Go
what
on.
it is,
Yeah.
well, me and James, for people that don't know out there, they probably already know, but we're brothers. We're more like the type of where like we'll walk up, we'll basically just buy a whole pallet, right? Like we'll buy everything on the table and try to bundle it all together. But I do remember one we went to a Facebook listing where it was like albums, and it was like a half of an 18-wheeler filled with just nothing but the big
Yep.
45, 73 albums. Got there was other people there ready to buy. They opened the door up, and we said, "Oh," Jay jumped on it first, but we were like, "We'll take every single one." And everybody was like, "What? We want to buy some." And that day we went and rented a gigantic U-Haul truck, took every one of these albums right underneath of all these people. We got real pissed off. They drove hours to buy some of these albums, loaded up on a U-Haul, drove it south to Washington D.C. and flipped it for like $6,000 within like 3 hours. You know what I mean? So that was kind of a
Dang.
memorable thing. I mean, we busted our ass doing it, but we made good money, right? Like it was a
Right.
good time, you know. It's fun. It's fun when you go out and buy so much stuff and then actually make some money off of it. It feels good, you know what I mean, to put that money in your pocket.
Right.
So,
Man, I
Right.
totally forgot. I totally forgot all about that.
right?
Yeah,
'cause
that's some hot
they
moves.
blend in, James.
That's
we do so much. It's
Yep. Yeah.
because we deal with bulk, right? Like things anywhere from $10 to $40, and we'll buy a whole pallet full of stuff, and that's how we sell things. We sell things in bulk more than like grabbing 10 specific items anymore. We'll grab 1,000 items and wholesale it out. You know what I mean? Because that's how we,
Yeah.
Crunch the numbers down.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So like you talking about the lanes, like everybody, like you said, you think there's a lane for everybody, which I do too. I think that some people are good at selling online, some people are good at selling in person, some people are good at selling in auctions, some people are, they use different lanes to sell. And like if you don't know, what we do is we sell a lot. We buy a lot of like Walmart or Amazon, and we'll sell at the flea market on the weekends, and
Mhm.
we're like flea market superstars. That's what we do. That's what we are. I mean, basically that's what we do.
Yeah, it took a
But
while
I
to
think
acquire the customers. We trained our customers. We acquired, thousands of customers that come see us on a weekly basis. You know what I mean? And we basically became, that stop for people on the weekend. And that takes
Mhm.
time to acquire customer bases. You know what I mean? Especially in person,
Yeah.
to make people have to drive, get out of their homes early in the morning, get in their vehicle, and drive X amount of miles to come see you specifically. That's a hard thing to do sometimes, to actually talk people into doing. I mean, you have to actually do things just the right way, because if they just get this little inkling in their head where it's like, well, they don't mean nothing, they're never coming back, right? So it's hard to train your customer to actually want to come see you. You know what I mean? Online's a whole different thing too. Like, it's hard to get people to come back and see you online. You have to acquire that customer in doing certain things. Customer
yeah, and
Hundred
the stuff
acquisition
percent.
we
is
kind
a big business.
and the stuff we kind of sell that's face to face is like we'll say coolers, motorized scooters, uh, shoes, underwear,
All
just
kinds of things
anything
you find in Walmart.
if you can find it at Walmart, we have it.
Yeah.
But one of the buys you were talking about, bought a lot of shoes. One of the drug dealers in the neighborhood, he wound up going to jail. So one of the dudes found out about it. He came in and this is a long time ago. Came in and robbed the guy. Got all his shoes. They were brand new
Dang.
boxes. Came around and seen me because I bought a lot of stuff at the time,
Right.
and I spent $10 to $20 on every pair of shoes that the guy had, and I made thousands and thousands of dollars. Foam posits I was buying for $10, brand new.
Sheesh.
Yeah, man, I
And
was.
like phone pauses, they retail is like $225.
Yeah, yep. And I was getting it for 10, and I was selling them real quick for like 179, 199, and they were just flying out the door.
Never take them crackhead deals for granted.
Yeah,
100%. 100%.
I'm not gonna lie. So, all right, now here's a crazy question. Since I never hear anybody on a reseller podcast say this. What was your best crackhead buy? You ever bought anything from a crackhead before?
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
Oh my God.
Um,
Who
what was it?
hasn't? I mean,
We're in Baltimore. Of course you bought something from a crackhead.
Exactly, exactly. It's only
That,
right. I
that
feel
was
like if you haven't, you're not from Baltimore
Yeah.
then.
you're not from Baltimore, right?
Hmm. So there was this one because like I've worked at multiple different sneaker stores, but this last one that I worked at, he would repeatedly just come in. He repeatedly come in and just sell us stuff. So he sold me these designer shoes, and I ended up flipping those for like $100, but like it was just the like the variety of what he would bring in, and it was just like you would never think of like, yo, like how you getting this, like where, like you either
Mm-hmm.
stealing or like you just good with your words, because he brought one time he brought in a pair of Travis Scotts and it was real.
Wow.
And obviously, like, it's a sneaker store, so I can't have first dibs on like, getting it. But like, yeah, like we bought them for only like maybe like $20, and I'm selling them for like $500. So
Love it.
like ridiculous. Just this guy had everything. I still have a lot of like vintage t-shirts from this guy that I still wear to this day.
Yeah. How about you, Ray?
let's see. I'm pretty sure this guy was definitely on something. So he uh, he claimed to do a bunch of house clean outs and stuff like that, but he almost got me in a lot of trouble because he had all this wrestling stuff that he said he got from a house clean out. And I mean, I made like this stuff, like, I mean, it was just piles of wrestling autographs, like a lot of stuff was from the 80s. There was, and then there was some stuff from like the early 2000s. Like I had Hulk Hogan autographs, I had John Cena.
Wow.
I mean, there was so much stuff in here, and I mean, I probably only spent maybe $150 max on, like, I cleared all out almost his whole table worth of stuff. Now the stuff, it was cheap because it was, like I said, he did a house clean out. A lot of it was 50-50. There was a lot of work I had to do. I mean, where he got it was not very clean. They kept the place a mess. And it turned out I actually knew the guy whose house he got it from. And so then that guy came back and tried to get it all back for me when I had already sold most of it.
Everything.
Yeah.
Dang.
So, yeah, but I know, like, I'm still sure this guy did a whole house thing, because we did a lot of we did research on the guy I knew. He foreclosed on his house, so and he wanted to act like he didn't, which I get it, like, you know, but he was threatening to get the police involved. I'm saying it was stolen. I mean, it wasn't stolen, dude. So it was a lot of drama, but it was a lot of cool crap in there.
Yeah. You bought it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Dude, I learned so much. Like, that's the thing. Like, I bought it so cheap that I learned so much. I mean, a lot of kids grow up, they could watch wrestling. My mom, she's very religious and everything. She just seen the violence. She was like, no, you can't ever watch that. So I went in as not with really any knowledge of wrestling, but I knew that there was some money there because I was already doing some research, like on the VHS tapes at the time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of wrestling VHS tapes have a lot of value, and he had like a crate of them sitting there. So it was perfect for me to buy it so cheap and learn so much, and I use all that info and knowledge to this day because of it.
Yeah. How about you, Kenny?
It was this old crackhead dude named Maynard. Hit me up, had my number, and told me, he says, yeah, I got like 15, 20 cases of like brand new socks and t-shirts. And I was doing something else, and I didn't get a chance to like go right to him. And like 6-8 hours passed, and I finally got to his house, and he was like, oh, I already sold everything. All I got left is this box of junk, because I guess he just robbed somebody's van. And he says, I got this box of junk. Well, that box of junk had a sealed 2002 Star Wars Lego set, brand new in the package, Pokemon Pokédex, stack of old PS2 games, but good ones like Fatal Frame, all the higher end games. And was just, I mean, it was like $3,000 worth of stuff in his box. I was like, all right. He goes, he felt bad because he didn't leave anything for me, and sold me the box for like $60. And I walked away with like $3,000 worth of stuff. He just thought it was junk. He didn't put no love on the product. But I will say as a disclaimer, I've never done anything illegal.
That's right.
Ever. No.
Well, me, I'm gonna go back. So like, Kai and I, we go to, like, we'll be in a Bible study come tomorrow, right? So I'm gonna take it back, because we all were never innocent. 25 years ago, I mean, I sold drugs, and I heavily bought a lot of stolen stuff from people. And they would come and get in my door 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and sell me any tool you could possibly imagine. I mean, I had just whatever you could think of. They would bring work trucks to my house. And oh yeah, and I had a back part of my basement was filled top to bottom. I must have had 100 drills, whatever you could think of, pressure washers. Just
tell them about how you rented out the backyard underneath your steps in your backyard to a crackhead and his girlfriend.
Yeah, I rented my backyard porch, and I lived in Hollandtown at the time. $20 a day to this crackhead and his girlfriend.
And they were living underneath the metal porch.
They was living underneath my porch.
Hey, yo.
Wow.
You
and
boss man James for real.
they climbed the pole and hooked cable up for me. You know what I mean? I had
Yeah.
the legal cable to my house, but the same dudes. So he wound up going away. So I lost my $20. They pulled up in a work truck one day. They got out, so I go to the work truck and they open the tool truck up, tons of stuff. I'm like, well, I want to buy this and buy this, right? Police come up behind him, and he told me, he goes, go over, stand over there. I was like, he goes, you don't want to buy any of this stuff, right? I was like, nope. And
Dang.
he locked them up.
Oh my
Yep. But I
gosh.
was buying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of tools every week. Oh,
Mm,
every week.
Or
I made a
everything.
dang.
killing. I made a killing. I owned 20 cars at one time. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You're just a at home pawn shop,
I
Yeah.
was a
basically.
hustler. That's what I
Yeah.
was. I hustled. That's what
He
I
was
did.
he was Pawn Stars before Pawn Stars.
Yeah.
I sold more
Yeah.
burnt CDs and DVDs than anybody in Maryland, probably.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that
Yep.
was the days.
Yeah, because
Nah,
I
That's
loved it. I love, you know what I mean? Because I was always a movie fan, and
yeah.
media fan, and I loved my music and movies, man. And then I'd go get stacks and bags full of them, just hustle them out.
It's so crazy because like people in my generation don't even don't even remember or don't even know about like burnt CDs, and like I feel like I'm like so unique because I feel like I was like in like a part of like my generation. I was like one of the last ones to actually like experience that because like that's how we used to watch movies. That's how we used to listen to certain music. Like it wouldn't be right if we didn't get the burnt CD.
I'd stand
right.
right on
It
the
wouldn't be
corner of
right.
Fayette and Holland Avenue, right there, right in front of the little farm store, and just hustle them off all night long.
Yeah.
Leave with
Yep.
a stack of cash. It was
Yeah.
possible.
No. It's
Nobody had. There was no Netflix. There was no
Right.
subscriptions.
Yeah,
No Spotify. None of that. It just didn't
Right.
exist.
that was another way to get money.
And yeah,
It
another
really
Exactly.
way to
was.
make money. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
true.
Simpler
Absolutely.
times. Simpler
Yeah.
times.
Way
Yeah,
simpler times. Yep. And but you know what? Where I made my most money at is when not everybody had a cell phone, was able to look everything up. You
Mm,
had to have knowledge and know, and you had to have been working in the field to really realize what people wanted, what things were worth, and that's what I
right.
really loved it. That's when we really killed it. Yep.
would y'all
Yeah,
say like technology is like kind of sort of like a like it's gonna be like our downfall?
Mm. Well, I think for me, the technology. For me, the technology has slowed me down just a little bit,
Okay.
and only because that it kind of leveled the playing field out. It it made everybody as intelligent as me. Not
Yeah.
saying that, but I'm saying as intelligent as me. Because even somebody who doesn't know anything about it, they can just pick up a phone and figure out what it is. For you, on the other hand, you're young and you have that look. You can take reselling into a whole different place
Yeah.
faster than I could. I believe
Yeah.
it's more of a slower roll for me. I think technology will work in your favor because look what you do on TikTok. Look, I look at you as a star. You're going to be a star, bro.
Appreciate you.
You will
Appreciate
be.
you.
Yeah. How about the rest of you guys? I don't know. I think that was a good question.
That was a
yeah.
good
I mean,
question. I think if you don't utilize the technology and you don't learn the ins and outs of what it's capable of doing, you're going to get left behind. Sorry, I mean that's just how it's always been through every generation. New technology comes, the old gets washed away if they don't learn it. The new takes over. So I
Right.
mean, I guess we all need to re-educate ourselves a little bit because let's be honest, we're really good at selling face to face, in person selling. Am I okay online? Yeah, it's not the same passion that I have like selling it face to face. So if I
Right.
could find that love of selling online as I do in person, yeah, I would be successful. It's just the fact
Right.
that I much rather prefer to sell anything in person. You know what I mean? And
Right.
it's my own fault. It's my own downfall, really.
Yeah.
yeah, I think, I mean, you look at so many businesses over the years and why they failed is because a lot of businesses refuse to adapt to change. And I mean, this is it might not be what I how I want things to go, but I for me to keep succeeding or anything, I have to adapt and learn and like I don't really like all this AI stuff, but it's something I'm gonna have to deal with. I have to in order to keep going and doing what I like doing, I have to do it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So Kai, I see you changed around from you no longer really do that the kind of reselling that we do any longer. You know, in the shoes or
Mhm.
selling in that category. So you've moved over to more social media, and then
Yeah.
you do the affiliate marketing. What got you into that?
So, um, the one sneaker store that I worked at, it's in Towson. It's actually DG Reserve. If you guys are ever familiar with that, um, when I first started working there, the owner of the store, they didn't like really have like somebody to like really like do their social media. So it started out kind of like slow. I was already kind of doing it with like my like reselling page to like get more people like on my page and get more people to like buy. And like I remember like we're about to do like our grand opening for the store, and he's like, yo, we need like a video, we need a video, and we need somebody to like put it together. So I basically like filmed it and put it together for him. And like little did I know in that point in time, that was like the start of like where I'm at now. And slowly but surely they gave me the social media manager job there. And so I ran their I did all their content. I did all their like marketing. I did like basically anything that you could think about that was like on their like social media, that was me. Like in the 3 months that I had the position, I grew them from 10,000 followers all the way to 20,000, and
Mm.
got them like in that span to like 300 to 500,000 like page like views. So it was like I kind of like cracked like the seal to that. It was like another thing of like something that like I can do. Is another thing I can add on to like my tools of like what I'm all about. So slowly but surely, like I started like really liking like cameras, and I started getting into like taking photography and doing videography. And yeah, like now it's like this is all I know now. Like I do like I'm a videographer, photographer, cinematographer, whatever you want to call me, social media manager. Like I know how to. I'm not gonna say I know how to do it all, but I know what I'm doing like now.
Sure. So yeah, that opportunity that they gave you, it was like I can do the same thing for myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So which is good. What? How long did it take you to as you were doing it for yourself to feel some sort of success inside you? Like this is it's sustainable for me. I can make some money off of it. What was that point, that turning point, that make you feel that way?
So after that sneaker store, like I basically then I got another opportunity at a sneaker store. They would pay me a certain amount of money like a month for me just to run their social media. And like that was like the nail in the coffin for me of like, yo, I can like actually like do this. Like I can actually like make a certain amount of money a month just off of like my mind and like off of my phone, for real, for real. And so yeah, that was like once I got that next opportunity that paid me more, I was like, yes, yes, like this is what I want to do.
So so since you worked with them, they're paying you. You're doing your own thing. Do you see yourself in some type of, say, business where you're going, say, business to business and working with them doing their social media marketing or any campaigns?
So that's really what I do now. Like, I work with like various of business and various of people, and I not only do I like sometimes I'll run their social media, but also too I'll do their content. Like people, a lot of people like the style of content that I do, and like people want that on their page as well. So, you know, people understanding that, like it's like a no-brainer. And plus, like I'm not gonna say like I'm cheap, but like I'll beat the person that you really wanna shoot with. I'll beat their price in half, and I won't
I
give you
yes,
the same hassle
right.
as if they would give you.
Well, I like that because what you're going to give them as much as you can for a lesser price, but you're
Right,
going to give them everything you got. And
right.
what that's going to make is like you can't live without me. And then future, you're going to be able to charge a higher rate of pay because you got a name out there. I love it.
But I didn't like learn this skill like just like with me just doing social media. It came from reselling. It came from me selling sneakers because like as a kid growing up, like okay, like my dad was a hustler. Like my dad was in the street. And I remember like, I was very fascinated with like the 80s and like the 90s. As bad as this sounds, but I was like really fascinated with like drug dealers back in the 80s selling crack and like
Yeah,
how they would do it. It'd be like, we're not going to charge X amount of dollars. We're going to just charge tens and twenties and we're just going to bang out just like that. And then when I started selling sneakers, it was like, yo, like I'm not going to charge what they're going to charge down the street. I'm going to charge the same shoe that they're selling for $150. I'm selling for $50, and y'all
yeah,
is going to keep coming back to me cuz I'm not taxing y'all. So then like that skill, I took that skill and applied it to like me doing like content and me doing social media cuz it's like, you know what? Like as a marketing company can charge you anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 and up to just do a couple videos or just to run your social media. Me, on the other hand, me understanding that I want to provide you more value than what that price says. So if I can provide you more value, you're always going to come back.
absolutely. I love that. I love the way I think because I've done a lot of my business or the way I do business off of drug dealing from the 80s and the 90s and how people fought and how we went about doing that. Yeah, because it's I will actually make more money, if I take an 8 ball and break it up in dimes and
Yep.
sell it to you that way. I'm going to make more money than sell you that 8 ball right out. I'm going to make a couple dollars, but you're going to keep coming back to me because I'm giving you good product.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey,
Buy
good dope
low,
is good
sell
dope.
fast.
3 for 25. I mean, that's really.
I just feel like I'm the odd man out.
Well, but listen, we all have our thing, I mean, like
No, I know. I'm not
the way
knocking it.
Kai grew up or the way I grew up,
No.
it's a little different. Like, I mean, like, listen, those are things I've done
I'm
in the
just saying
past. I'm
I'm
not
the only one that didn't, you know. I guess where it depends on where you grow up. Like I didn't have any of that
right.
around where I grew up. Like
Well,
not
those are the things that make you as a person. See, I don't do that anymore. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I said, I'm a Christian. You know what I mean? I'll forgive him for the things I've done in my past. But listen, I'd be stupid as a stone if to think that my past didn't make who I am today.
Right.
Oh
You
no,
know?
I 100% believe you because I
Yeah.
mean even though I didn't really see all like the business aspect like you were just saying like with drug dealing, but my older brother dealt with that a lot, and
Yeah.
so I because he dealt with that and it pushed me to not ever even get involved in that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's a lot of things. Like there's different things in your life that push you different ways and in a different paths.
Yeah, like I told, like we did a class called Freedom in church, and like one of the things I grew up was like I used to like my father calling me stupid and all this stuff, and I'm like, man, and you'll never be smarter than me, you'll never do this or whatever, and like I felt like I had to go out and do this to make money, and I did. I went out there and hustled and made money and did what I had to do, and worked hard, and just that's what I did, and selling drugs was a part of it, and guess what? I really enjoyed it. I did. I
I mean,
enjoyed
at
it.
the end of the day, it's a business. People run an operation like that or whatever. Like, and I mean, you can still, you can learn something from anywhere. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It's if you kept your mind, if your mind's open.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
hard
And you
work.
learn.
I
Hey,
tell you, selling drugs is not easy work. Because
Mm-mm.
I used to do it 14, 16 hours a day, bro. Like, you got to look over your shoulder every minute of the day. It's hot out there. It's cold out there.
Yep.
You got crackheads banging at your door at 3 o'clock in the morning. It don't matter, right? Like
Yeah,
it's hard. It actually is hard work to do any of
Yep.
that.
yeah.
I'm not saying you
And
should do that. I'm just saying
we was picking up. Yeah,
I
we
did.
was picking up like keys of Coke.
I did not mind
Yeah,
working 14 hours a day. I don't know what it was. I actually did enjoy it, but
yeah.
you shouldn't do it.
No,
As a
but
people
yeah, I
thing,
like
do
what you
not sell
brought.
drugs.
I like that you brought that up because that that pushed me in a certain direction to be a hustler the way I am. It did,
Hmm.
honestly. So
Because it's like, like, and the only reason, like, I brought it up is because, like, not only to, like, display, like, the business side, but also, like, it's smart to, like, if you got a business model, right? It would be very smart of you to add more, bring more value to the table than just here's my price, and the price is like ridiculous,
right,
but like I'm too worried about the price because that's all you're putting in front of my face. But if you put the value in front of my face, and then the price, you then when you bring the price to me and the price isn't that bad, it's like, oh yeah, it's a no-brainer. Like, I'm just gonna sign off with that. Like, it's a it's a great business model, and it's a smart business model to have, for real, just
it
going
is.
forward.
That's the way we kind of started at the flea market. We did $2 a piece, 3 for $5 to build the customer base up. And
Hmm.
what we did is at that low price point, we were able to give them so much value in $2 a piece, 3 for $5. It was the value. Then same people kept coming back and coming back.
Yep.
Brother would be out there yelling, like, listen, get the attention. And there's people today still come up and be like, $2 a piece, 3 for $5. But our model changed. We're able to, we changed the way we put out stuff a little bit more expensive, but we still offer the value of the
Value.
product. It might be, instead of selling the value at like 22% of what the product's worth, we're able to give it to you at 40% and make way more money than we did before because now people understand we're able to give the value out, but we're trying to move product. We're not trying to sell one or two things. We're trying to sell 300 or 400 things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's awesome. I like the way you think. Now in the space you're at, who do you look up to? Who gives you that, like, you know? I mean, maybe not the motivation, but who is it that's like, man, I kind of want to be like him one day, or be that stance of where he's at or she's at or whoever it may be.
So I would say, like, when I was a kid, like, I would watch a lot of YouTube, and there was this one YouTuber. His name was Casey Neistat.
Mm. Yeah.
He would you guys are familiar with Casey
Yeah, I know
Oh
who he
yeah.
Neistat?
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
he's famous. He's the original daily blogger,
Yep.
essentially. Yeah, he's the
And, like,
original.
how he was, like, kind of sort of the pioneer for, like you said, like the original daily blogger, but he also was a director. Him and his brother, they had one movie that they sold to, like, HBO, and HBO had their movie in theaters. I think they have a couple other movies, but his vlogs basically were like mini movies, and that was his mission. Like, when you watch a Casey Neistat vlog, it's a cinematic, like, movie in a sense. And what I started to notice about him, he's just creating. And not to mention, he's creating, like, brands are sending him stuff to literally create with. Like, they're sending him cameras, they're sending him, certain camera tools to use and incorporate in his videos. And I always thought that was so, like, dope, and so, like cool for somebody to be just living their life just off of their creative, like, their creativity. So, like, still to this day I look up to him because, even though he's, like, old and, like, he don't really, like, upload
Yeah,
and do stuff no more, but it's just like, yo, you can, this life, when it could, this is how I look at life. We're not supposed to be, life isn't supposed to own us. We're supposed to own life, and we can own life. So
Hmm.
when you break it down to a simpler form, it's like, yo, like, how can I use my mind and my mouth to be able to provide a sustainable living for myself? Because, I'm not shooting these people down of, you punching a clock every day, but when it comes to me and my life, I know that I have a God gifted ability to use my mind and my mouth to bring me stability and to provide for my family and provide for me financially. So, I always looked at him because he was like one of the first people I really like stuck and watched do that. Like just off of their creativity, they're just creating a whole lane for themselves.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I like how you put like, yeah, we got to take over life. Don't let life take over us.
Right.
And that's a big thing. That's some things that people won't understand. They may die and not understand that fact.
Right.
That that the living life is, you're just gonna let, it's like a train. It's gonna roll over top of you instead of you jump in and take over being the conductor's seat, which is
Right.
like it says I came, devil came to kill, steal, and destroy, but I came to have life and have it more abundantly.
Right.
And he don't want you, like, I don't mean to break the Christian thing out to you, but that's in the Bible, man. That's, so, yep, that's
And
good.
definitely, uh,
Yep,
definitely.
that's awesome, man. So where do you think where do you see your future headed? Where are you trying to control it? Where are you trying to get to go? Are you trying to do something a little bit different? What lane are you going to go in? Are you going to do on multiple lanes? Or are you just gonna, what's going on? What do you see for yourself in the future?
So, well, I see like me just like living off of my creativity. I have an opportunity. I have a couple opportunities like right now that like that I'm just trying to mend and I'm just trying to build off of these relationships because your network is your net worth. So however you build off of your connections is however, you're going to set yourself up in the future. Um I'm just trying to do that because my real like the thing I really love to do, I make music also too. So like that's something that that's like I haven't had the time lately to like, get back in the studio and make music, but I just want to be able to wake up every single day and be like, what do I want to do today? Do I want to go ride the ATVs with my dad and my little brother, or do I want to go to Florida? Do I want to go to California? Do we want to um, build a storefront, have a convenience store? Like there should be like I just want to get to this point in life where I just wake up every single day and I just, like it's the world is at the palm of my hands. It's whatever I want to do.
Yes. So another thing, like you mentioned music. So I have a son. He does music, and I think he's pretty good. He's really good at it,
Hmm.
and he always uses the, I don't know if it's an excuse or not, that he doesn't want to make money off his music because it would kill his artistic, uh, creative vibes.
Hmm.
What would you say to somebody, to get them started in the music field, to make, because I know social media has created stars more than just going, finding you and in a bar doing your thing and then going to a record label. What
Right.
should somebody who wants to get in that music niche, because I think it goes hand in hand with social media, what should they do, or what can they do if they haven't even started yet, or what should they look at to make them get started?
First thing, you have to understand this. And like I remember when like I first started getting into music and recently I just had like a show and it went really well. And like I remember telling my dad like this, I was like, like music music ain't gonna pay the bills. Like every musician that you like, any up and coming musician is broke. Music does not pay what you think it is. The music industry is not what you think it is. Music ain't gonna be that's not gonna be the end all for me. But my that camera and me on social media, that's gonna be able to make it easier on the music side.
Yeah.
That could provide the me paying the bills. That can provide me like living the certain life I want to live for me to be able to do that. Like I always say, like yeah, like music is like that's something that I really like want to just like keep on doing. But I know like no, I have to put in the work on these other things to be able to do that. And that's one thing I would tell somebody if you're getting into music, yo, figure out another lane first. That way it's easier for you to get into music, because making music is expensive. Like, you gotta pay for studio time, then you gotta pay for somebody to mix and master the song. Then you it's the most expensive thing that, yeah, it's literally just one of those expensive things that, like, people just love to do. That I would just say, like, yo, you need a couple other hustles for you before you just jump full fledged into that.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know music can be expensive. That's for certain. How do you think AI works, configures into what you do?
I feel like I only use AI to, like, literally just respond to, like, emails, and like
Mm.
kind of like when it comes to, like, business deals, like, I'll just put it in a chat GPT and just, like, yo, like, write me a response, either like accepting or like not accepting this deal. But I don't, to be honest with you, I really don't like use like AI really like that, for real, for only to just for the little things, honestly.
Yeah. So you don't think it's going to be a hindrance for what you do in the future? You know, can somebody just like take over and rule the world with the AI? You know,
I
in your category or your niche.
I definitely can see, that happening, like, most definitely. But like, I always think of it like this, like, like, until it does happen, I'm just gonna still just keep on doing what I'm doing.
That's
Like, at
right.
the end of the day, like, the world could end today, and like, I'm gonna still be doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, because at the end of the day, like, okay, AI takes away this, I'm gonna find another way. I'm gonna
Yeah.
find
Yeah,
another way. It don't matter.
that's
I
true.
got.
Why
Oh, go
why
ahead, Ray.
stress something that hasn't happened yet? You know?
Yeah.
I got another question. So I know you've probably watched a couple of our episodes, checked us out a little bit.
hmm
What advice would you give us for this podcast to make it grow better?
I would say you guys should, like, get like a space. You guys should invest in like a space, and you guys should invest in, like, like, um more like branding. Like, you
Mm.
guys can have your own space. You have a table. Each one of you guys has a seat, has a mic. Put like whatever logo behind you guys, and yeah, just do it like that, and just like literally just start like this. This is cool. Like, this, there's nothing wrong with this. This is cool. Like,
Yeah,
I'm appreciative, and I'm glad that I'm even being able to be on here with you guys. Like, it's a blessing, and yeah, but I would say, yeah, just focus on your branding.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
because
what branding? What,
our original run, we had an original podcast prior to this, and then James started this
Mhm.
one up. We were all combined in a single space where you
Okay.
could see us. Yeah, where we
yeah,
sat next to each other
we
on a
only did
daily
like two or
basis.
three episodes, though.
Yeah, we only had a few
Of that.
episodes. Yeah.
yeah. I think the only reason that we probably reverted back to this too, it's a little easier
Easier.
for us to jump on instead, even though they're they're not far from me at all. Like they're right down the street, but
So what?
uh,
What?
it's just easy to stop what I'm doing and just hop right on.
Right.
So
So
when
I
you
could
heard
do
him
this.
say easy, what do you think about easy? Should it be like that's just an excuse? Should we just go ahead and do what we got to do to meet up together?
I mean, hey, look, hey, it's nothing wrong with stuff being
Yeah,
easy, but when it comes to growth, and when it comes to, like, like, doing different things, like, it's never gonna be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's just like the biggest thing. When it comes to stuff being easy, you're
yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. I hear
we
that.
we did do a one all together at Jay's house not that long ago, but we just we have audio issues or different issues like that. So it's just stuff like I know we deep down we just have to work out, and I think it's us putting in the effort and figuring that crap out.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? Like, is there like if we're trying to build like a brand and all, like, is there like any advice like where like you think we should try to focus?
Everywhere.
I mean, like, like, hey, James has been firing off these questions, so like that, you guys got the, like, the most important thing down. Um,
Yeah,
but I mean, like, like, is there a YouTube channel specifically for this podcast? Okay, you
Hmm.
guys have a YouTube channel specifically for this
Yes.
podcast.
Yes.
When it comes to like, I would say when it just comes to like, like focusing like not don't just subject you guys is just to the podcast. Like branch out, do other content because you
Hmm.
never know, like other content can bring more people to your
That
podcast
that's
because
that's what I've been trying to say. I think each of us individually need to go off and do our own thing,
hmm
and then we bring it all together for this.
hmm
Because so a lot of other resellers, they all have like their own YouTube channels. The ones that get their that do a podcast. We did it half-ass backwards and just like, all right, we're gonna just start a podcast without none of us having a group of like a following or anything.
but
So
that's fine. To be honest with you, there is
yeah,
nothing wrong with how you guys are doing it, and there's nothing wrong with how you guys did it because at the end of the day, there's no cap on growth.
Yeah.
And I feel like honestly, you guys should just keep doing it like this till to the point where you guys get to the point where like, okay, I ain't gonna lie, like we might need to get together just for us
yeah,
to be able to do it like that. But also too, like, bruh, y'all know me now, and like I know y'all now. So like, if y'all ever wanted, like I got so many different cameras, I got mics, I got so many different stuff. Like I would be more than happy to help y'all doing whatever y'all want to do because like I love seeing where people have potential, and also like I'm a visionary person too. Like I can see this being a real big thing because when I was telling James, I'm like, yo, like there's nobody like that I've seen that's doing like a reselling just strictly podcast. Like I think that's cool and I think that's dope because reselling is just another word for hustling. And I feel like people that hustle can admire other people that hustle.
Hmm.
And I feel like that needs like this is a great thing, and I feel like it can be even a greater thing if you guys just keep on just doing it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and we're in a real niche market with the reselling
yeah,
podcast. We are. There's not many of them around, and the ones that are the biggest ones in the, in the business. And our Instagram, we have people now. It's that is the biggest people in the industry now follow us on there too.
hmm
So
yeah,
we're just starting in the last couple of weeks, starting to get our step in the space. So yeah.
yeah. I like what you said earlier, Guy, about networking and stuff. Because like you talking about networking and all, and basically how important it was. Because and I've been saying that a lot. That like I get on like a lot of other people's lives or their podcasts and comment and just try to stay active and just to get just get my name out there or our name, the Junk Jaw Reseller Podcast name out there. So like whatever I can do to like try to stay active, network, get on like some resellers I go on like Whatnot. They'll have their shows or on other live platforms like District, and I'll go on there and I'm not even buying anything, but I'm there, I'm hanging out, I'm
Right.
talking, and I can do all that while I'm actually working.
hmm
So that's the fun of it. Like, I don't have. It's just like I show up, I show support, and you can get that back in return.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the internet.
Yep.
Like
Just
the
connect.
everybody's life can change in an instant. Like my life could change today, y'all's life could change today just off of the internet. So the power of the internet is super strong because this is like you guys are your own entity.
Hmm.
So you guys can all be connecting, doing what you're doing, bringing X amount of people back to y'all because you guys are your own brand, you guys are your own entity. So yeah, keep on. Like, keep on. You guys are doing it.
Yeah. Well,
Appreciate it.
Kai, I do appreciate you coming on, man. Hey,
Appreciate y'all.
why don't you tell the people, where they can find you, Instagram or TikTok and just leave some of the information, and I'll try to put it down below in the description and let us know what's going on.
For sure. Instagram already ALREADY. Hope I didn't misspell that. Underscore RI. That's my Instagram. And then my TikTok is KHYEN dot Torian TORIN. That is my TikTok.
That's
Appreciate
wonderful.
appreciate you guys for having me.
No, we appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah.
It's really been a blessing, and I hope, your story and the things you were saying, it helps out some people, in the industry, and, some guys, some young guys starting on up. And we do appreciate it. And, hopefully in the future we can have you on again, man. I do appreciate it.
I'd be down. I'd be down.
Yeah. That's
I like
awesome.
this.
Leave it down.
That's
Leave the
awesome.
comments down at the
Well,
bottom. Let them know you want to see Kai again.
yes. Let us know you want to see Kai again. Leave that comment down below. Go over and check him out. Watch all his videos. Show him some support. Show him some love. We do appreciate it. And thank you for watching another episode of Junk Jaw Reseller Podcast. Have a good day. And I'm out. Bye.
Peace.
See ya.